Uh, uh, what she, the one with the little curve.
Okay, we'll start over.
Look what? Yeah, it's on?
Yeah. Now tell us about your grandmother.
Oh, my grandmother lived to be 90. I gotta talk loud. 90 years old. 94, I think. And we used to go, we'd all get in that wagon with our little Easter dress, and we'd go see.
Where did she live?
She lived in Belle Platte at that time, somewhere. And then she lived in Take Cove where Nanny got her house built there for 1 or 2 years.
Your grandmother?
Yeah, my good. That was Daddy's mom. And she had no Clue and no Cleo and Tot Pearl. They all live in Daddy. We all live in a little community all together. That way. So we all had a good time.
Who was her husband?
Who, Mama?
Yeah.
Papa Daniel.
Papa what?
Daniel.
What's that mean in English?
Daniel.
Oh.
That way. And Mama's, my other grandfather was Joseph Savant.
From where? Where did they live?
They lived around Belle Platte somewhere, but I never knew him. He died, him and her, before I was born, I guess.
So the only ones you knew was your daddy's mom, parents?
See if I talk louder now. It's so. I remember Mama telling me when her mother remarried, she made her cake, and Mama was sick in the bed. She was 8 years old, I think, or 6. And she was laying down in the bed, so her mother went and put that cake on the table close to her bed to watch the flies. The flies would go in, and she had put some little candies all around, and Mama ate all of them little candies while she was watching the flies. Ah, that was so funny. Poor my mouth. And so I don't know too much about my grandmothers. I don't know. Just one that I remember.
So tell us about your mom and dad.
And Mom and Daddy got married. They had 10 little boogers, 10 kids. Put it that way. And Isabel, Hilda, Ola, Tad, Luna, Andrew, Amy, Aaron, Burke, and Nanny. That was a lot of people, huh? That way.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And we all lived, and we all done pretty good.
How many bedrooms did y'all have in that house?
Oh, it was a big house, but it was a good old house. It was an old house, but it was good. And we had a big old cistern. You know what you say? Cistern?
Cistern?
Yeah, whatever. When it would rain, it'd pour a lot of water in there, and we'd wash our clothes with that outside by the dining room. And we'd wash that on a rub board, and then we'd boil some of the clothes, and then we'd hang it on the clothesline. That way. And we'd milk the cows, and we'd go feed the hogs, and shell the corn, or shuck the corn, or whatever. Pick cotton, and dig some sweet potatoes. And then my daddy died when I was 10 years old, and they took no tithe in the service, and then they put us on the welfare, and they'd give us $30 a month, I think, to live on. But they'd bring us some apple, big old box of apple, and all kind of food. But we always had some shoes and a coat, and some little clothes to wear. Mama would sew. Sometimes it was 12 o'clock. I could hear that old machine like that. But it wasn't electric. I had to pedal that thing. Then Nan Loon got married. Well, they all started getting married. But Nan Loon got married, and she had long black brown hair, and she was 15, and she married Uncle Henry. And he gave her some money to go get her hair fixed. And she went and she got them curled, them little tight curls, you know. And God, when you saw that, I don't know, probably wanted to back out. That was so funny, I'll never forget. And then I took care of all them babies as they were born, because I couldn't go to school with having my eye problem. And there, Clyde, JL and Trudy, Michael, and Beverly, and JB, and Clyde, I think, and Elsie. And then you want me to tell you about Nanny when I put that blanket over her little head?
Mm-hmm.
They let me babysit, so I'd sit in a little rocking rocker where they were out in the field, and she'd look always in one corner, and I thought she saw something, so I put that little blanket over her head. Poor little thing.
Try to smother your baby sister.
But she lived that way. Matter of fact, they got to go to Houston tomorrow for her checkup. And Lucille's going to get a pacemaker put in Monday. That way. So, what else y'all want to know? About the pecans?
Mm-hmm.
Fake pecans and I don't remember too much. I guess I was so good when I was little. I don't remember anything.
Well, what you made up for it?
It's true. That way. We'd, and then I was between boys, Dew and Aaron and Bert. So.
You never made your little brother break his arm like that?
No. That's good.
And your brothers didn't pick on you?
Did you have brothers like mine?
Yeah. They were good.
Some good, some bad?
Some good. No, they were good to me. They'd go hunting all the time and fish, and they'd bring all that over. Me and Mama would clean the house, and when they come back, they'd throw their little squirrels here and there, and all the little bags of squirrels and stuff like that. So we had coal oil lamps. That I hated. And we had a...
Tell about when you got burned.
Oh yeah, we lived in a big old house, and it was so high off the blocks. They had a potato house underneath it. That was a neat thing. Big old windows, and we'd open the shutters. There wasn't no window, it was shut. And we'd climb in and out of them thing at night. It was so much fun.
Where was the house?
Where?
Yeah.
It was in Take-Cole, but it was close to, you know where we used to go to Nan Bell to Grand Prairie?
Mm-hmm.
It was toward that way. And so we had a big farm, and Mom and them was milking the cows. And I got up, I had my little nightgown on, and I said, I want to go get me some milk. So I climbed on the cabinet to get a little glass of milk, a little glass to put my milk in, for them to, and I'd go meet them out there where they were milking the cow. And my gown caught on fire. They had a coal oil lamp without a glow on it, and I fell down and I rolled and I put myself out. But I got all burnt. Anyway, had to keep my arm in a sling, so I don't know how long. That one.
And your leg.
No, not my leg. It was from my navel.
So what's the big scar on your leg right there?
That's when we was at a uncle's house, one of Daddy's sister, and they butchered some pigs and stuff like that. And we were all playing little horse, and I was the little horse, and said, get up, get up, get up. And they had an old bridge that had a broken thing, and a big old spike sticking out. And I fell through there, and I stayed hooked on that thing. You could see the bone. But they just came and cleaned it up and wrapped it up, and never went to the doctor. And that's why I got that big old scar. So that's not too interesting.
I think that's very interesting.
Maybe one of these days I'll know more. That one. And then Tante Pearl married Fremont Fusilier that lived close. And they'd build them peanuts. They'd plant peanuts and they'd build them like a bale of hay. And they'd put them up in the ceiling or whatever. And we'd go and we'd sit and pick all the peanuts. I never got that. And then Tante Pearl would can peaches and stuff like that and put them in jars and put them in the loft. And we'd go up there and had all them stairs. It was easy to get there. We'd take a long string and we'd string that jar around with that string and we'd let it go real low to the ground. And we'd take it and go get us some bread. And she would have given it to us if we'd have wanted to, but that was more fun again. That one. But the best part I probably can't remember is Steve. That one. I'm sure it had a lawnmower thing in that. That one. So that's the end of that. And you cut me off.
Where did y'all go to church?
Oh, we went to church in Billflower. We had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, put some stockings on, a nice dress, and a hat. And that's why I don't like to go to church early in the morning. It killed me. I'll never forget that. And we had...
So you had to leave the house at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you
what,
get up.
for what time? What time was mass?
Probably at 5:30, because it was just half an hour to Billflower. We'd go in on Garlic and then...
Why y'all would go at 5:30? I'm sure there was another.
Because we had to go to communion, and in those days you couldn't eat and have communion.
Oh.
So we want to put some stockings and gloves and all that, the hat at 5 o'clock in the morning.
And why'd y'all go mass that early?
So for us to go to communion, and you couldn't eat in those days.
You couldn't eat before you had communion.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. They didn't have to go to work afterwards? No?
No,
Oh,
they
that was
just
on
wanted
Sunday.
They wanted to eat.
That's
Right.
the only day we went to church. And then we had catechism. I don't remember how we got there. Then me and Justine, she was one of my friends. She's a little bit older than me, but she'd get that buggy and that horse and buggy, and we'd go to the dentist together. Me and her to go flat. I was scared to death. And, she had a big old thing we'd cover up with when it was raining or cold. But it was fun. It's not like it is today. Now I'm 74 years old, and then I was about 12 and 13, 14. And I got married at 17 and a half. And my first little boy was born. You want me to say it?
Okay.
I'll say it. He's 52 years old.
You want me to whip her, Steve?
Yeah. So y'all used to speak French at the house all the time?
Oh ouais, on parlait français tout le temps. Et après, quand ça m'en vient, on parle toujours français. But y'all never learned.
No. So when did you learn how to speak English?
When I went to school, and
They-
they'd spank us so we could talk English.
They wouldn't let y'all talk French in school?
Nope.
Why not?
Because we had to, if we'd have talked French, we'd have never learned English. And we had a little cloakroom, and we put a little coat in there, and it was pretty. And we'd bring our lunch. And we had a little country school. That one. So then when you get into 8th grade, you have to go to Villeflat. But I just went in 7th grade, so I never got to go to Villeflat.
So where did you go to school? It was in Taco?
Yeah.
Where? It's not still there.
No, they built a house now. Going toward Nanbell, you remember? We used to tell you there's the school. It wasn't far from home, so we had to walk. You pass that Nanny's there, and you keep going toward Chidug. You know where Chidug used to have a store?
On the corner where you turn to go to Ned O's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, well, you turned the other way, right.
Okay.
and it was on that corner. Then they got a little bus. It was a little truck, and they put a little thing over it, and it would sit in there.
And that's when y'all lived where Carl and them's house is
Yeah.
now?
Oh, no.
Y'all live further down the road than that?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then when he'd get up in the morning, he didn't want to go to school because him and Bert was just a year different, I think, or a year and a half. But they were so close. He'd get up in the morning and he'd go hide in the sugar cane field until the bus passed. And then when the bus passed here, he showed up. And Mama had to let Uncle Bert go to school too. And then that was okay. They both went to school. Never forget that.
And Nanny graduated?
Yeah, Nanny's the only one that graduated. But then
And what did she graduate as?
in Bellflower School.
Yeah, she was valedictorian.
Yeah, she was out of that stuff. And but no Wayne finished school now. He went back to school. Okay. Then no dude died in a car wreck. And then Burke and Uncle Burke and Dad died too, and then Loon and then Bill. And it just got, that makes like 4 that died and
6 left?
6 left. And look on the wall.
Yeah, I'll show them.
Yeah, they're right
Take your
behind.
glasses off the wall. Let's see without your glasses.
No. I'm getting glasses. Okay. Maybe next time I'll have more. You know what? I need to write everything down. And then I'll remember. Because I had everything planned, what I was going to say, but you waited too long to come.
Who served in your wedding?
Ooh.
Did you have a
the-
bride? You had to have a bridesmaid and a best man?
Yeah, we had some, but it was my brother and sister. I don't remember just how it went.
You don't remember which one it was?
I guess no do and Guillory. And maybe not tied in Inez, because we got married 4 months apart. We had not tied. And Aunt Guillory and Uncle Do was married about 2 years before I did. Yeah.
And you and Brent had only 4 months apart, so he got married late.
Well, he went to service and all that.
And he was in the service too.
Who?
Printown?
Brent had.
Yeah. Stayed 4 years overseas.
Him and Uncle Win? No,
I remember Uncle Win. I saw a picture of it. I never knew Brent had was in the service
Yeah,
too.
they drafted him at 18 years old. And that's what I said. My daddy had just died and they took knocked tied, so Mama didn't have hardly anybody to help us farm.
And what did y'all farm? What crops?
Watermelons, sweet
That
potatoes,
answers a lot.
cotton, and sugar cane, and corn, sugar cane, and cotton. No. And we had to pick it by hand. Everything had to be done by hand. So,
My mama worked the fields?
yeah, a little bit, but she mostly cooked. But she'd go out in the field sometime. And then she was always having a baby, so.
Well, after Papa died, she didn't have no more.
Well, we didn't work in the field then.
What'd y'all do?
She went on the welfare.
Oh.
She was walking, she had all them kids, they took no time, and she was walking up and down the little road there. And Jennings and Lucille died and no Pierre, our old uncle.
Mm-hmm.
They saw her and they stopped and talked to her and what was the matter. And she told her. Cut it off.
Why?
Nothing else. Poor thing.
And there you are trying to smother her youngest one.
Then one more
That's it, one less little food by the food shop.
And then it
She
was
should have
so,
whipped your little legs.
Nanny was so cute. She had long blonde hair.
Who?
Nanny. And Uncle Bert had white hair.
Not Bert.
And curly. And, but Papa, before Papa died, you don't have that thing on the morning.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't, because you know not. You better not. And, Stevie, could.
What?
Keep talking. Hush,
Yeah,
don't worry
just
about
keep
that
talking.
stupid thing.
And, Papa, she was 3 years old, I think, when Papa died.
Who, Nanny?
Yeah. But she'd go meet him. We had a swing on the front porch, and he'd sit down in there, and Nanny would go and sit on his laps all that, and he'd brush her hair. And he said that Daddy's gonna go to the cotton gin and get him with a bill of cotton. We're gonna have a lot of money. I'm gonna give it all to you, handful of nickels. And he brushed him, and that's all I remember of then. So
About Daddy? About
cut it off if you're not off. I'm getting hot.
Okay.